send out first part of January, just kind of with some information on smart homes. Gonna get together with Amanda this week and kind of put something together. And so you guys will have that available to send out. And if you are wanting to participate in the 200 a month postcard, let me know by the 15th so I can get you put on my sheet. As Brian said, what was it, 2 weeks ago, I was lucky enough to go to New Jersey for a one-day social media boot camp that Coldwell Banker put on. Originally it was supposed to be at their home office, but there was so many people registered for it that they ended up moving it to a convention center. But it was complete information overload. I'm still sorting through all the paperwork and videos that they sent home with me. So hopefully some ideas that I got from there I can share with you guys and you can use it. I'm not claiming to be a professional in any one of the social media platforms, so if you guys have an idea or something or a way that you do stuff that you think is better than the way that I'm doing it, let me know and I can learn from you as well. Why use social media for your business? Does anybody have an answer for that? What's your why? First off, who here uses social media for your business?
Everybody is.
Pretty much everybody. Who has a business page? And who has a personal page? One thing that I learned up there was essentially if you don't have a business page but you have a personal page, you have a business page. You're an independent business owner and people go to Facebook to view your profile. So whether you have a business page or a personal one, that's going to pop up. So really the only benefit that you have of having a business page is being able to do Facebook ads. You can't do that from your personal page. So just keep that in mind when you're interacting with people on your personal page, that people are looking at that as your business as well. So one of the main reasons is gain valuable customer insights. You can gather information from your clients, your family, your friends. They're constantly posting what they're doing, where they're at. It's a way that you can, like it says, gather relevant customer data and use that information to make smarter business decisions. Increase brand awareness and loyalty. You're getting Coldwell Banker's name attached with your business, and you need to put that out there and take advantage of it. You can run targeted ads with real-time results, and that's only if you have an actual Facebook business page. With Facebook, you can target based on location, demographics, interests, people's behavior, and you can track the performance of your ad in real time. So if you're doing a postcard mail out or a print ad somewhere, you can't really tell who's looking at it, who's interacting with that ad. But with social media ads, you can gather all that information. It'll tell you who clicked on it, who read it. They can provide information to you directly from that ad, or from that ad they can click on it and go directly to your website. It also provide rich customer experiences. What was it, a stat I read? Over 67% of consumers now go to social media for customer service. So whether you have a Facebook page or not, your clients expect you to have one, and that's one of the first places they're going to go to look you up. You can increase website traffic and search ranking. So within your Facebook page, you can direct people to your personal website if you have one. If you don't, essentially everybody has one with Zap, so you can direct certain things to your Zap page for leads. Also, if you post stuff regularly on Facebook and people are sharing and interacting with your posts, that does help your Google ranking. So if somebody searches real estate agent Topeka, Kansas, that helps your SEO, so your name will pop up higher. Luke?
Does it help if you post stuff on Facebook all the time and nobody cares? Nobody interacts with it at all? Does that help your SEO? Because I post all the time and nobody likes my posts.
Not necessarily, and we'll get into more of that here a little bit later.
Just checking.
It allows you to share content with your clients and your SOI faster and easier, and allows you to build relationships. Yeah.
What did they say about, you were talking about like business page versus personal or whatever. So like you can't, are you supposed to post real estate stuff like on your personal page, or should you use your business page to do that and like share? Like, what did they say?
You can share from your business page to your personal page. If you're posting something real estate related directly to your personal page, the only thing that you need to do is disclose who you are and what you do. That's kind of the benefit of having a business page, is a lot of that's in place for you.
But you don't, okay, so I guess I just need to figure out how to get more people to like my business page, because only probably 10% of the people that I'm friends with like my business page, so, okay.
So, Jim Blue, they announced this, the statistics for 2017, and Coldwell Banker was the #1 real estate brand on social media. And that's kind of powerful when you think about how big social media is. So take advantage of that. I mean, use the content that the brand posts to their page, you can share to your page, you can gain ideas from them and use it.
So with that, I mean, if we posted more stuff like that on our page, okay, if we posted it on our business page
Mhm.
and then shared it out to our personal page, is there a way to make people, when they like that it makes them come back and like our page, our
No,
business page?
it doesn't, but it gets them hopefully to come over and check out your business page
To see what else you have?
to see what else you have,
Alright.
and then hopefully like it there.
Can you post it on your business page and then share it on your personal page?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're
Yes.
talking about?
Yeah, that's what I did yesterday. For my reality you thing.
And just hope that brings them, makes them start liking your business page. I don't know.
I think you're actually gonna have to invite them, sorry.
No, you're
I think you'd actually have to like invite them to like your business page
to like
for
the
them
page,
to
but
get
in
them to
all
like
actuality,
it.
it doesn't really matter how many people like or comment or do whatever on your business page, because odds are your organic reach, which is the people that like your page, is not going to be huge,
Uh-huh.
especially in our market. There's just not that many people.
Right.
So
What's
the
best
way
to
that
do?
you get out there is paid reach, and that's through Facebook ads.
Okay.
Okay. And we could do Facebook ads to tell people to like our page, right?
Yeah, you can direct
It doesn't
them.
have to just be for houses or, I mean, we can add anything.
I like that.
Not anything.
I like being,
I know where you're going.
I like telling them, vote for you to be Chris's favorite realtor.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay.
Same thing, and that, I mean, telling you to be the favorite.
This slide was given to me by Coldwell Banker, just with some numbers, kind of puts everything into perspective. The amount of people that actually are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Facebook, or YouTube. It's a large amount of people, and those are all numbers based off of people that are active monthly. And when you compare that to the total U.S. population, I mean, that's over half is on Facebook.
Yeah, but those overlap. I bet you those people overlap, don't they?
What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, the 197 on million are probably the same ones who are on
Yeah,
these
that's
other
just the
things,
total
too.
numbers that are on that
Yeah.
platform. But if you're looking at just Facebook alone, over half of the U.S. population is on and active on Facebook.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Another stat that was given to us by they had a gentleman, Scott Shapiro, who's from Facebook, came and spoke with us, and he had some statistics that they had gathered, and it said that 58% of new movers solely have a mobile phone, which makes sense. When you move, a lot of times people don't have cable set up right away, so they rely on their cell phone for all their news and information. Another stat that was kind of surprising was people 18 and over checking on Facebook 16% more likely, or more than they normally do, around the time that they're going to move. How they figure that out, I don't know. I think it's like every time that you go to a website, when you're researching, they're monitoring that so they can see where you've been, what your interests are, and kind of compile it and say this person's likely to move in the next 3 to 6 months.
That's right.
It's great, but you have to commit to it. Something that was told was, how many of you have a Facebook page but haven't really done anything with it, and it's just sat there for
Never on there.
6 months? They say if you have a page that's stagnant, you're not posting to it, you're not interacting with people on it, delete it, because it's hurting you. People look you up on Facebook if they go to your business page and there's no recent activity, and 6 months, 3 months, they think you just don't care. They think you're lazy. It reflects poorly on you. So, I just left.
Look at this
this
page.
morning.
All right.
So this is a screenshot of Luke's Facebook page. Everything on it's correct. He's got his profile picture as his headshot. His name states that he's Luke Thompson, Realtor at Coldwell Banker, Griffith & Blair. That's if you have a business page, you have to disclose your name, your occupation, and the company that you're affiliated with. Another thing, the first thing you notice when you go to somebody's page is their banner, which is this main picture up top. Just looking at his, can anybody tell me one thing that stands out that's missing on his whole page? Well, his phone number, if I scroll down on it, his phone number and the office address, I believe, are on there.
But he's got the call now button right there.
Yeah, I don't know if it works. Does it?
Okay.
Like it's just a slide.
You
I don't
can't
have it up.
click it.
No, screenshot.
Well, then that one doesn't work right there.
Like we were talking about earlier, Coldwell Banker is the #1 brand on social media, so take advantage of that. Put our logo on it. That way when people look at your page, first thing they see is Luke Thompson, Coldwell Banker, our image. Find a way to incorporate it. I gave everybody a handout that has the social media policy from Coldwell Banker. One thing that it states is you can't use the Coldwell Banker logo or the company logo as a standalone image on your page, so it can't be your profile picture. You can't just have the Coldwell Banker logo. Your cover photo can't just be the company logo. It's got to have more to it. One thing that's nice about Luke's is he has people that's actually giving them reviews on Facebook. That kind of makes you stand out. We have somebody here that's giving them a testimonial, which is always great because those usually position themselves toward the top of your page.
Can you put your review, like someone actually has to write it on there, so like we can't put our real satisfied ones on there?
No,
Okay.
they don't integrate together.
Okay.
But you can post them on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, I just wondered, okay, but you can't put them in like the review section.
Could those be pinned to the top? So
Mhm.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
Okay.
I have some on
I know, I just didn't know if you could put them in the review section.
there.
Okay.
Another thing too, on his business
So
page, you have the ability to, over here on the left-hand side, there's these tabs. One that you can insert there is an events tab, which is kind of nice for, I suggest that if you have a business page and you have open houses, create an
Smart.
event on Facebook for your open house, and that tab will show up over here. So if you have a large following, people can just hop on your page, click under your events and see what open houses you have that weekend. Also, you can put, if you're doing something like we did the photos with Santa Saturday, I created an event on our page, and you can do the same on yours for anything that you're doing in the community. Create an event out of it, put it out there, that way people can share it, and they get your name. Plan a social strategy. And this is something that Amanda and I have really tried to focus on this last month because it's something that we were kind of lacking. So a way to do it is ask yourself 3 questions. What's going on this month? What content do I have that will support what I need to talk about this month? And if I don't have it, does the brand have something I can use? So what Amanda and I have started doing is we have our meetings Monday morning. After we're done with that, her and I pull to the side and meet together and kind of line out what our strategy or what our plan is for that week. So we like to line out what we're going to post, what day, every day, pretty much. So when I leave our meeting Monday, I know what we're going to post on what day, what time, what our week theme is going to be. So all of our posts are kind of connected in some way.
Do you want to show them our calendar?
Yeah, I can.
So is there a way to track the time of day that that buyers are looking or sellers are looking? analytics? Is there a way to track when so you know what time, I mean, how are you
There-
picking what time you're picking?
There's like smart scheduling.
Yeah, there's smart scheduling that you can do, which it's based off of just the most activity at a certain time. They usually, what they told us was the time of day that people are most active on Facebook is usually 6 o'clock when they get home from work, making dinner, eating dinner, right after that until they go to bed. So usually it peaks from 6 to roughly 10 p.m. So if you're going to post something and you want it to be most visible, post it at that time. And like Amanda said, her and I have set up a calendar that we can post stuff in, and it sends me reminders, hey, you're scheduled to post this blog on whatever. And then so I can hop on, push that post out to everywhere. Another thing with Facebook that people don't know is you can do scheduled posts. So a lot of people say, well, I don't have time to get on every day, or I don't want to do it every day. You can create your posts for the week on Monday, put them into Facebook, schedule them, publish it, and it just sits there until a certain date and time that you set it to, it'll automatically post it.
Are you talking about the business page? Or
Yeah, on your business page. That feature I don't believe is available on your personal page. Which is nice for me because having kids and a house that constantly needs work, I don't have time in the evenings or weekends to hop on Facebook and post a post. So I've really started to take advantage of that scheduling system.
And we usually, oh, sorry.
No,
We
you're fine.
usually, like on our calendar, we'll just put a link to the article or whatever we're going to post. We usually put a link to it in our calendar. So then we could just like copy and paste it or whatever if we don't do the scheduling, the smart scheduling.
And one thing too is mix it up on your page. Don't every day post the same thing. Post a blog article or a video. Switch it up. So like we were doing a blog post on Mondays. On Tuesdays, if something pops up that I think is relevant, I'll put it up there. Wednesdays, what was on Wednesdays?
Wednesday's like a community event or like an event that's going on with our
Yeah,
company or
within
something
our
like that.
community to post to our page so it gets other businesses involved with your page. Any chance that you can tag another business in your post on your page, it drives more traffic to your post, eventually more people to your page. Obviously, make sure with the other business, whoever, that they don't care that you're doing that. Video. Another thing that they're stressing is video. It's king on social media. How many people, I'm guilty of it, I'll get on Facebook just to have a notification, so I'll get on, look at it, and then I get sucked in a rabbit hole. 30 minutes later, I've watched 10 stupid YouTube videos or videos on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Neil, did they go much into like the algorithm or the part about Facebook? Because that's what I think some people sometimes like don't understand, like with my dad. And hi, I'm Sydney, everyone. But so if no one likes your page, it doesn't go to their feed. So even if they've liked your page, but they've never gone and actually liked your post, then the stuff that you post, they normally don't see. So like for me, if I click, you know, puppies or cookies or something, then Facebook starts to show me those things. So you do need to kind of put something tricky so your business customers like your page, so that when you put the business post out, it then feeds on their page. Because you could post all day, but if no one's ever liked it, then no one's seeing it.
Yeah, even though somebody's liked your business page, like she said, it's not guaranteed that everything you post is going to show up on their feed. I think the statistic was maybe, I think they said 6 to 11% of your posts actually show up on people's news feeds that like your page. So that's where the boost function comes in. If anybody has a business page and you've had a post and you see a little button underneath your post that says boost, what that's doing is pushing that post out to the people that have liked your page, interacted with your page, and it's making it more visible. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, I was just
Like
going to
that
say, like
algorithm.
with the seeing your grandkids, that kind of stuff, if you put a business post, you'd probably see that you have more likes now, just because all the people that like seeing your grandkids are going to see that post too, because it kind of just, I don't know, like the little game that kind of the ball kind of goes back and forth. If you like it, they'll like it. You like it, they like it. It'll start to feed in their system, kind of the business parts behind Facebook.
Everybody liked them.
Yeah, so there you go, yeah. And I think that's one thing, is like Luke had said, if you can post and post and post, but if no one's liked the first post, then they're probably not seeing the second or the third.
It all depends on your content too. I mean,
Yeah. And I think it's a 7-day window for Facebook, and then your algorithm kind of clears out. So some of the things that I've read is like Sunday and Monday posts, like something real positive or real cute. So everyone's like, oh, hey, I like that. And then slide in a business post because they liked your other stuff. So it'll start to kind
those
of
are all-
make your own mathematic equation. I think. It's smarter than anyone wants to know, I guess.
And they say that people are more likely to spend more time looking at your post if it has a video incorporated in it. And like I said, I'm guilty of watching tons of videos, and it's even worse when I have my 5-year-old sitting next to me, because he knows which post is a video, and we have to watch every single one. So if you're lucky enough to have a client or somebody in your SOI that's liked your page, sees your post, and they have their 5-year-old sitting next to you, it's working out great for you, because your face is being presented to them. So be empowered to do more than property marketing, like we were saying. Don't just fill your news feed with your listings, like listing. I mean, incorporate those in so people can go and see what you have available, but don't just flood their page or flood your page with it. A lot of good content gets lost on people's pages because they just post too much at times. Realistically, we'd like you to see people post a minimum 3 to 5 times a week. Is probably a good number, and it's manageable for a lot of you. It's not constant, nonstop. You're managing your page. So put yourself out there. I got a couple videos here that I'll show you. This first one is of a agent. I can't remember where she's at. Anyways, this agent posts videos.
Hey everyone, it's Jessica Edwards.
Screen's not working. Okay. So this agent posts videos quite often, and like I said, it doesn't have to be like a huge production value. This lady sits in her car, holds her phone, most likely on her dash, and records herself at least once a week, and posts it to YouTube, and then shares it with her page. So
Wilmington, North Carolina. Today I want to talk about questions you should ask when buying a home. And we get asked all kinds of questions all the time from our buyers, but there are a few questions that we hear over and over and over and feel like are very pertinent to every buyer that you should ask when buying a home. The first one is, how much home can I afford? And this may sound like a really obvious question, like, duh, Jessica, I'm buying a home, I need to know how much I can afford. But what a lot of people get caught up on is the purchase price. And what I want you to always remember is that when you're buying a house, you don't live with that purchase price, you live with the monthly payment. So it is absolutely critical that before you start searching online and doing all this stuff, even if you're a year out or whatever, and interest rates can change, and we all know that that can change things, but talk to a lender, really know your numbers, and know what that monthly payment looks like, because that's going to direct the price.
I won't make you watch the whole thing, but just an idea. So you can record your own videos. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a fancy video. Just use your cell phone, cover a topic that you're familiar with, something that you fully understand, and make it useful to the people that are viewing it. So like she was doing there, was providing tips to potential home buyers on what they should do. So you're providing useful information to these people, and they're likely to remember it and use it. So use that to your advantage. I have another one here that's Instagram. Anybody here heard of the Jills? They're a company out of Coldwell Banker in Miami, Florida. Mainly deal with the luxury brand houses. They don't sell anything probably under $5 million is my guess. But if you look at their page as well, the video that one of them posts is probably a 5 million, or what here? Yeah, 7.3 million, 6-bed.
Did you
Home.
do free up the sky up?
But it's just a video that Rich took on Instagram with his phone of this huge house, but it's not a huge, I mean, big quality. But it gets his point across, and it works.
Terrible view.
But this is something, if you're going to hold an open house on Saturday or Sunday, go over a couple days before, walk through the house, take a Facebook Live video, or just record a video on your phone and post it to YouTube and share it, however you want to do it. Just, it gives an opportunity for people to view these homes before actually coming to the open house. And odds are you're probably going to generate more traffic if people get a sneak peek of this house. You can designate what you want to show in your video. If this house has one room that's just awesome, but the rest of the house kind of lacks, focus on that one room with your video, draw people in, and hopefully they can overcome the deficiencies of the rest of the house.
You know, years ago, obviously, Brad Metzger had posted, one of his videos. I had a client who had to go look at that house because she'd seen that video, and I knew she wasn't going to like the house. But Brad was doing peekaboo, up around the counter and all of those things, and she loved that so much she made me go show her the house. She
So
didn't
have
like
fun
the house
with
once
it.
we got there, but I thought it was interesting.
It's an opportunity for you to showcase your
Yeah.
creativity, which, who doesn't want to do that? So, do something uncomfortable. This was something that was challenged to me when I was in New Jersey at that class. David Marine had all of this, asked us that question, and then he posed a challenge to us. And I want to do something similar to you. So what he wanted us to do was record a selfie video stating why, our why for Coldwell Banker. Why did we pick the company? Why have we stuck with the company? So that's something that I'd like maybe you guys to try and do, is just record a 15, doesn't even have to be 30 seconds, just a short video of yourself with your phone, just stating why you picked Coldwell Banker and why you've stayed with us and what you like about it. Post it to your page if you want, or you can just email it to me. Tag the company in your post, so then your post is going to be visible on our page and you're increasing your traffic. So is anybody going to do it, or are they just going to laugh at it?
I'll do it.
And honestly, it helps the company too, because you guys are providing agent testimonials.
I got one
to
right
us.
here. You
So
can
which
borrow
is
mine.
Awesome for recruiting purposes. People at other companies are going to see these posts, see your reason why, and think, I would like a company that does that. Something to keep in mind today, 1 in every 5 mobile minutes is spent on Facebook and Instagram, and 3 hours per day is spent on mobile.
Wow.
That's 1 in 5 minutes.
It's crazy.
I've honestly thought that stat would be higher, because the only time I'm on my phone is either answering a phone call or checking Facebook or watching videos. So another thing with social platforms is social listening. Does anybody know what social listening is? Well, you're in luck, because I got a video that kind of explains it.
Hello, I'm Matthew Ferrara. Let's talk about social media for a moment. Now, all of us are using social media probably every day, multiple times a day on our mobile devices. The challenge with social media is that we're all generating so much information, it's hard to find opportunities, especially as a real estate professional. So I want to introduce to you a concept, not of social publishing, but of social listening. Now, social listening means turning the entire system on its head. And rather than worrying about what you can say to attract attention and hopefully attract business, you start thinking about what you can hear, and from what you hear, create business opportunities. Social listening is pretty easy because it mimics what we do in real life. You know the old saying, you can't talk your way into a sale, but you sure can listen your way into a sale? Well, it's the same thing applied to social media. Now, how do we do it on social media sites like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram? Well, it's a little different in each platform, but it's essentially the same. Every day I spend a few minutes simply reading through the news feed on each of these platforms to see what's going on in the lives of my sphere of influence, because that's who we're really connected to in Facebook and Instagram, people we already know in many cases. And these people are telling us things that are going on in their lives. Now, this is critical because when we look at the research, the top 10 reasons why people move really have to do with changes in their lives. They get married or divorced, they have a baby or the baby goes to college, they get a job or lose a job or relocate for a job. These are all personal things going on in people's lives. And where do they talk about these things? They talk about them on social media. So every day you could tune into Facebook and just read the news and see people saying things about upcoming graduations or new babies or job transfers. And as a real estate professional, you interpret these as leads, as potential opportunities to open a conversation and see if you can be of help. Now, in most of these sites, there are search tools, a magnifying glass of some kind, a search box where you can look for keywords or phrases. Depending on the site, just play with the search tools. But it's actually pretty easy just to browse the news for a few minutes every day. Worry a little less about what you're going to post and a lot more about what you're going to hear. In fact, in some cases, like Facebook, you can even organize your friends into different lists. And these lists make it easy to quickly filter all of the news from everybody just to the little subgroups that you want to take a look at. So however you do it, start changing the approach to social media. Stop thinking only about what you can say and start thinking more about what you can hear. And with social listening, you can find all the business opportunities you'll ever need. I'm Matthew Ferrara. Good luck.
It's kind of an interesting take on how to use social media.
So how do you find that news?
What?
How do you find that news he's talking about?
I mean, just anybody that you're friends with on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
When you first open up Facebook, it doesn't go to your home page, it goes to your news feed.
Okay.
So what it's showing you is all the posts of people that you're friends with or interact with. Those show up on your list. So just scroll through your news feed and glance at it and just see what's going on in those around you. What's going on in their life.
Okay.
So I'm just going to briefly talk about creating a Facebook ad. It's kind of I don't want to open a Pandora's box here. It's something that you're interested in doing and you want to do it. Schedule a time to come meet with me and I can walk you through it. It's just easier to do one-on-one sessions with that because I can sit here and explain it and it's going to go in one ear and out the other, unless you're actually using it in a real life situation. Has anybody ran a Facebook ad on their own? A couple? Have you had any success from it?
You know, I get really good. I've got it to where I figured out how to do it, kind of. I still need more help. But yeah, it's just that nobody did what I asked them to do. I got a lot of people, looking at it, but nobody came to the open house. It was an open house one. So, I mean, I felt like it was good, so to keep that.
Yeah. And that was one thing I was going to suggest too, is if you're having an open house, like Vicki did, she created an ad. How much did that ad cost you?
I think we spent like $4 on each house.
I mean, that's cheap.
I got well over 100 looks on it, or the 100 that it said was organic, and then I got a bunch of paid ones, at least 10 on each one. So I thought that was good. It just nobody came to the actual open house.
Are you talking about an ad or a boosted post?
Ad.
An ad.
An ad.
Have you boosted a post?
Yeah, I've boosted a bunch of posts. I haven't done an ad before.
And that's one thing that they kind of started stressing to us at the corporate level was stop boosting posts because you wasted your money on it. And I'll get into a little bit more reason as why that is.
You can't see. The other thing is that then they would like send you text all the time and telling you, okay, here's who's looking at your ad. So it broke it down like it was a bunch of women and not very many men. So it kind of made you know how you should strategize your next stuff.
Yeah, it gives you the tools to be able to take your initial ad, tweak it, make the changes, and hopefully get better results the more you do it, because you can kind of narrow down your audience.
But it was interesting to see all the different parameters that they broke it down by.
So if you're on your business page and you want to run a Facebook ad, I should have taken a screenshot of your actual page so you can see where to get to it. But underneath your cover photo, there's a bar that has what's on it, where you can post. And anyways, there's 3 dots usually. If you click on those, it'll bring down a whole drop-down menu of options that you have, and one is Ads Manager. If you get into Ads Manager, this is going to be your first screen that pops up. It kind of makes it, they try to make it as easy as possible. It's still extremely confusing, even though they think it's easy. It's not. Once you get a couple of them, though, you figure it out and you're fine. It asks you what your objective is. So if it's brand awareness, reach, you want to get your post or whatever out to a large audience, I would focus on reach. It allows you to choose an audience. So this is where it comes in about whether or not you should boost a post or create a Facebook ad. When you create an ad, you have 2 options. You can create a custom audience. This allows you to, say you maintain your database with a CRM or something. Like a lot of you, every month send your database to me, your SOI, in an Excel or CSV spreadsheet. You can take that same spreadsheet, upload it into Facebook, and target ads directly at those people. So if you know people that are specifically looking to buy a house, you can create an ad for, say you have a listing that you're trying to sell. You can direct that ad at the certain people that are on your CRM. That's what a custom audience is. So once you upload that, then Facebook comes in and says, you know, there's these people that you have that you think matches your criteria for this post, but we've gone out and matched other people that are similar to the people that you have in your database. Do you want to push your ad out to them to expand your reach? That's called a lookalike audience. Like it says here, additional Facebook users who have similar qualities as those in your custom audience, and it's an easy way to expand your reach. I don't believe you can do, here, you can do geo-targeting with your ads. So when you do print ads or radio ads, or it's broadcast to a large market, but what percentage of those people that are viewing your ad actually care about it or it pertains to them? What Facebook allows you to do is narrow down who you're targeting with your ad. You can do it by, it's kind of crazy, but net worth and income. Somehow they're able to figure out roughly what your yearly income is, what your household income is. You can target them based on their home ownership, or based off of a home, whether they own their home, whether they rent, what type of home, the value of their home, the composition of your home. You can target them by life events. So if somebody just got married, new baby, odds are they're probably in the market to buy a new house. You can also target people by their behaviors. And the new feature that Facebook has is a likely to move behavior. Somehow, like I said, with all of their algorithms, they're able to figure out who's likely to move within 3 to 6 months. And so you can focus your ad within a region only at people that are likely to move. Somebody that participates in real estate investments, home improvement, renovation, people that are commuters, if they have to commute to their business where they work, and you have a listing that just happens to be 2 blocks from a rail station or something. If we lived in a large city, obviously that would make more sense. But in Topeka, you have a house that's next to a bus stop. You know, this person commutes to work. Why not advertise this listing to that person? You can target based on their interests. So whether it be real estate, something in their life. So you can direct your ads pretty, I don't even know how to, the term I'm looking for, but it's extremely hyper-local. You can narrow who you're targeting with your ads to a small amount of people instead of wasting time and money and effort blasting ads to people that, like I said, don't care. So hopefully using these tips, you're saving money, obviously, because you're not wasting it, sending it to people that don't need it. You can also add exclusions to your ad based off of a lot of those same things. So you have a $800,000 house. You've started out by saying that You want to advertise only to people that live within a 20-mile radius of the address of that house. Then you can start knocking people off the list. Odds are a house that big, somebody that, like I said, you could focus on their income. Somebody that makes $50,000 to $75,000 a year probably isn't going to be able to afford a house that big in less than that. So why waste the time promoting that listing to them? So you can narrow it down to a really small audience, and you're not sure who to choose, or not sure who to target with your ad for a listing. Coldwell Banker actually has a program that will help you with that, and that's CBX. Has anybody used CBX before? A couple, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. It is an app that is on your iPad or your tablet. It was created so you could do listing presentations for people. So you could do this whole presentation on your iPad, walk into these people's house the first time you meet them at a listing appointment, and show them kind of the layout or plan of what your strategy is going to be. One of the slides that is in that program it provides what your potential buyer profile is going to be for that property. So it's going to, based off of all the properties that have sold around it, is going to tell you where this person's most likely to come from county-wise. So like I did one in Douglas County not that long ago, and it gave me areas that people are most likely to buy this house were either from, Wichita area, Johnson County, or I can't remember if the other one was China or something. It was it was a completely different country. So you can focus your ads on people that live in those counties that meet kind of the same criteria. It also will tell you kind of roughly what person's income needs to be to purchase this house.
For me, that slide that he's talking about is one of the most valuable parts of CBX, because when you're talking about target marketing and sending out advertisements, like you used to, it's something they talk about in business school, and you used to have to go to the library and like get on these databases and find out who lives where, and they would give you all these profiles like, soccer mom, Starbucks drinkers or something, and factory worker, hospital nurses or something like that. So in this slide, they have that based on this like the neighborhoods. So you can look at those tendencies or whatnot, and then you can use that when you're doing your targeting, like when you're picking out the interests that people have, like what do they like? Well, I'm going to target my ad to people that like coffee, people that work at work in industry or whatever. So I mean, this information, this was not available before unless you like paid companies to do that targeting for you for your postcards and all that kind of stuff. And now you can just go to CBX and find that and then use Facebook to target those ads to those people.
And you might not use CBX for anything else but that one slide, and that's fine. But
Well, your clients are really impressed by it too. I don't know how many of my clients are super impressed that I have all this data. And I can say, you know how you're looking for a car or something or a dress and it keeps popping up in your Facebook newsfeed? We do the same thing with houses. And they're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. So even if you don't use it yourself, at least show your clients that it's available and it's an option for you.
Just to show them that you're having that thought process
Yeah.
is going to give you, even if you're not even really doing it, to show them that you're able to think like that is going to give you a competitive advantage over some other listing agent when they're considering who to
Exactly.
go with. Probably that's what we're trying to do, is create a perceived competitive advantage. I think.
And of course, CBX, that's all included in the fees that we pay monthly and yearly to Coldwell Banker, so it's not something
Yeah,
to
it's
pay
a
extra
online,
for. Login for that should be the same as your CB Exchange login as well.
Coldwell Banker
So get on,
Exchange.
check it out. Kind of a quote, this is one that I stole from the presentation that I went to. Good news, Facebook allows you to create really targeted ads to reach potential clients, but also targeting includes some seemingly endless opportunities based on demographics, behaviors, and agents. And the bad news on that is obviously you can get yourself into trouble with fair housing laws.
If you go over here.
And just remember,
Right there.
you can't discriminate based on race, color, national origin, religion, sex,
all online
disability, familial status. So you can't focus in in your ad on one of these.
And it will pop up and tell you, we're
And
gonna look at
that's-
this and make sure you didn't do it.
And then it says here, the best news, Facebook is recognized and built in a way to protect yourself.
I couldn't see your ad.
So this, when you're creating your ad and you're ready to go live with it and you hit publish, boom, this box is gonna pop up and it's gonna recognize that this ad is either for real estate or housing, employment opportunities, and it's gonna say, give you a warning. You can either certify that you're compliant, or you can request a manual review. If you click that, your ad's going to go to Facebook. They're going to review it, make sure that you're not breaking any laws. You're not going to get in trouble by running it. This last quote here: "Tech by nature isn't ethical. However, at the same time, it isn't unethical either. The technology that we use is only as ethical as the people using it. When it comes to creating a Facebook ad, despite Facebook putting in the fail-safe, it is still crucial for you to trust your gut and use your best judgment." And that's from Lindsay Listansky, who's the Director of Media Engagement at Coldwell Banker. And she shared that with us, and my favorite part about it was, technology is only as ethical as the people that are using it. And we know a lot of people in the industry that might be different companies that we don't necessarily view as ethical. And we just try not to do the same things as them. So like it says here, trust your gut. If you're doing something you're not sure whether or not it's right, don't do it. And that also goes with just posting. When you're posting an update or interacting with people, trust your gut on it. Think about, my parents used to always tell me, and I'm sure everybody else's did when you were a kid, always think about what you're going to say before you say it. And this kind of falls true with social media. Think about what you're going to post, what the reaction could be to it, if there could be any kickback to it, if there's going to be any negativity associated with it. You probably shouldn't post it, because in all, it's going to fall back on you, and it makes you look bad. Within that packet too, this last slide is attached to it. It's kind of some useful resources for you to look at. I've read it. There's a ton of articles on there, a lot of how-tos, step-by-steps, videos, suggestions. Check them out. If you're interested in running a Facebook ad, like I said, come visit with me. Same with Instagram. I haven't personally done a whole lot of anything on Instagram just because I'm not familiar with it. That's something I'm trying to work on. But Instagram is owned by Facebook, so you can run a Facebook ad and have it post simultaneously to your Instagram account. So you can advertise on both platforms. Kind of back to my slide earlier, I had made the comment about, it takes a lot of time. Don't commit to it unless you really want to. Start with one social media platform. Don't decide that you want to be on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Pick one platform, master it, then pick up another one. Otherwise, you're going to spread yourself too thin and you're not going to post useful content to it. Jim, do you have a question?
I can't get to I don't know how to, on my phone, I can't get to the exchange thing, that's all I was saying.
Oh, the CB Exchange?
It goes to,
Is it an app or a website?
CB Exchange?
Yes.
That's a website. The CBX is an app.
It's online now.
It is?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
What's the CBX?
is
Might be
Coldwell
coming up.
Banker.
Dumb question. What's CBX app called?
CBX.
CBX.
So
just
I don't get that.
just pipe in, go to the App Store.
It's
Yeah, I'm in the App Store and I see CBX navigation, something like Portuguese games. Oh, see CBX.
it's online now. So if you go to cbexchange.com and then get on the springboard, it's on there.
Okay.
Go to the App Store.
Coldwell Banker for sale sign thingy on.
She said it's online. You can get there by Coldwell Banker Exchange.com.
cbexchange.com, Jim.
From CB Exchange. Oh, sorry. CBExchange.com.
Yeah, on Android, it was one of the first ones that popped up when I just typed in CBX. But like Deborah said, it has a Coldwell Banker sign on the front. Looks like it's stuck in somebody's yard. Does anybody have any other questions or want to share something you've done on your social media page that you thought was successful?
Yeah, I got a question also.
Yeah.
I get calls all the time, like probably everybody does, from people wanting to do my Facebook page for me.
Mhm.
Have you heard any mention of that? Is it worth it? Is it not? Has anybody done it?
Not that I know of, but honestly, it's not something that I would waste money on because
Mhm.
it's easy enough for you to do and manage. And
It's
like I
easy,
said,
yeah.
if you're only do as much as you can handle, don't overdo it, don't stress yourself out, but there's no reason to waste money, because that's money out of your pocket that I
Yeah.
don't think needs to be paid.
Well, I get on there sometimes and, you know, like a puppy and a fresh bowl of food, post all kinds of stuff, you know, all the time, then all of a sudden they forget about it, and then they get like, Lou, no likes, no love, and I'm like, well, forget it. But if I'm paying somebody to do it, and that's their job, and they do it, like she said, Monday, Tuesday, and then a business thing on Wednesday, that's what they're doing for me, maybe it might be worth it.
Yeah, that's up to
It's
you.
up to you. I mean, you can use sites like Feedly and Buffer and all that stuff. I mean, you just have to sit down. I mean, Lindsay Lastansky says, what did she tell you guys about planning or whatever on Mondays?
That's what she said,
Just
Mondays,
sit down and take
she
time to plan.
Comes in, shuts her door, and people know to leave her alone. And that's her planning. I mean, it doesn't work in real life. But, like, you just got to take the minimal amount of time to lay your plan out. And then when it comes time to deploy that plan, all the hard work's done. So take advantage, like I said, of scheduling in advance. There are websites out there that can manage all of your social media platforms and post stuff automatically for you.
Are those sites you have to pay to do that, or are they free?
Most of them.
Some of it just depends.
And then there's ones that want to get you on the first page of Google,
Yeah.
you know, get 4 or 5 calls of those a day.
But, I mean, like I said, it's up to you.
I told them
I
to
have
send that
a
out.
clarification question. When it comes to your personal page, let's say I'm going to sometime post, just came on the market, so I'm talking about a house. And so then I put my name and Paul Banker. And I was reading this, am I not putting enough there? Am I supposed to have anything else addition besides my name, Paul Banker? Am I supposed to also have, when I was reading just now, phone numbers and?
I mean, any opportunity that you
How
can
far
post
do I have to
something
go?
and include your phone number,
Do I have to include?
I would,
Oh, yeah.
just for the simple fact that
Yeah.
that makes it 10 times easier for somebody to
Right,
pick
but
up
I
the
don't
phone
have
and
to have
call
our
you.
logo and.
I think, Luann, I think what you're doing is okay. I mean, I follow you on Facebook and what you do. I think it's okay. Because you're putting Luann Tomes, Coldwell Banker, Griffin Blair,
Am I
and you
putting
have
it-
your phone number on there.
Yeah, am I putting enough on there?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Yeah. Yeah. I don't,
Yeah.
because you're putting that you're affiliated with Coldwell Banker, Griffin Blair, and that's
Yeah.
the most important thing. So,
Well, when I read this, I thought maybe,
no, I think you're doing okay.
And if you're not sure, always ask. I mean,
okay,
and revert back to that policy there.
thanks.
Do we have anything else? No? I look forward to seeing your guys' testimonial videos.
Yeah, thanks, Neil, for sharing your new stuff.